I'd like to play a piece from a journalist. This journalist is with The Atlantic, and he said something that I want all of you to hear first. And then we'll go ahead and address some further issues on Donald Trump having all this, on not only what Donald Trump has as far as the spy data, etc., but also what he has done to a sect in this country. Let's listen to this and then take it on the other side.
I think if the president hadn't given this speech, he would have been derelict in his duty as the chief executive in his constitutional duty to defend the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution is under attack. It's under attack from an organized, from the majority of an organized political party. And for him not to acknowledge that reality in public would have been a dereliction of his duty. But I almost I thought the attempt to divide out the MAGA Republicans, I understood why he had to do it. That was a political formula to say, I understand that there are still somewhere out there centrist Republicans, but the MAGA Republicans have taken over the institutional Republican Party and its elected members. There are, when he talks about working with Republicans, I think it's a tough sell to say, who are they? Who are these, rational and reasonable Republicans left that you're working with? And I think, to hit that point, to say, look, this isn't, this is not, and he did say this, these are not normal times. This is not a normal political movement. And then he there was a kind of a digression in things like prescription drugs and other stuff that I think probably didn't need to be in the speech. But to kind of pound the lectern and say, as he did when he said, vote, 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 because this is not just another petty policy disagreement. This is for all the marbles.
Now, here's what's important. There are many who are saying by the president talking about MAGA Republicans that somehow he's attacking an ideology just because it's different than his own, which isn't something we should do, right? There are conservatives and there are progressives. Conservatives think a certain way. They want things done a certain way. Progressives want things done another way. Let the people decide. Let the people vote and decide. What the president went against, or what he called the MAGA Republicans, are those, and he also called those same leaders of that MAGA Republican group, he also refers to them as semi-fascist. I don't even know why he put the semi in front of there. I call them outright fascists, right? Because of what they want. They want to rule undemocratically for the things that they want to do, and they want to harm those who disagree with them. It's that simple. That's a statement of fact. There are MAGA Republicans who are the ones that kind of follow Trump, and then there are the leaders who are the real evil ones that will cause these people to do wrong because people are influenced by their leaders. And that's the only reason Donald Trump got the second most amount of votes in American elective presidential history. We have to accept that. Donald Trump got a lot of votes. And that's why Nichols here says, why did he really make such a distinction about MAGA Republicans and Republicans itself? Because there is that distinction. But yes, there's still a good 80% of Republicans that, even though they're not fascist like their leaders, they are willing to follow these guys because the hate that have been created for the left, the false hate, the caricature that they've made of the left. These people are saying, well, we better go with these guys because those leftists are even worse. That is what we have to fight. That is what we have to work with. So the president was not going against a conservative ideology. Let's take that one step further, because I want to read something from one of our regulars here, Daniel Ledo. He says, Biden declared war on millions of his fellow Americans last night, criminalized ideology, and gave the entire executive branch a new enemy to pursue. Historic to say the least, and Egberto is ignoring it. Egberto, do you agree with Biden? Yes, but Biden didn't go as far as I would. Is I think you meant, are you ideological and political for a clear and present danger to American democracy? Yes, the MAGA Republican Party, that portion that's fascist, they are a clear and present danger to America. So the answer to that is yes. If so, what's the plan to combat this enemy from within? The president gave the answer to that in his speech as well. Vote, vote, and vote. Make sure that the vote is so overwhelming against MAGA that it is no doubt that the winners are in fact those that are anti-MAGA. Not that progressives win, not that Democrats win, but anti-fascist, anti-MAGA wins. That is the answer the president said. At the same time, he says violence is never an option. Never an option. The only people that are speaking about violence is MAGA Republicans, who say, even many have said, we just think we may have to pick up arms. You will never hear that from the left. You will never hear that from moderate Republicans. And let's go one step further to prove it's not ideological. All of the very conservative Republicans have left the party or have spoken out against the party. Starting with the one of the newest leaders in Cheney, in Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is more conservative than Mona McDonald, the leader of the Republican, the RNC, than Romney, right? She is much more conservative. We have most of your most conservative Republicans leaving the party because they understand that Donald Trump, the corrupt, the evil, the person with no soul, the person that's a thief, the person that's a thug, they understand that this one guy has been a cancer, to that party. And yes, I do not hold that against, I have friends that peer pressure still works with them. And will that stop them from being my friend? No, I will work with them because you know what's a true friend? Do you know what's someone who really cares about you? Somebody who really cares about you says the following: I understand that you're doing something wrong right now, but you know what? I'll be there for you. I understand that you are doing something. I'm going to try to change you. I'm going to try to open the doors for you. I'm going to try to have you see the light. Somebody who doesn't care about you, somebody who doesn't care about your humanity, they'll just let you go. Go do the crap that you're doing. Go kill yourself. Go do that. Somebody who cares about you, invest in you. Invest in you not only necessarily financially, but invest in you morally. Invest in you spiritually. Invest in you however they can. That is real care. You want to know the reason why I don't do things like, just throw people under the bus? That's why I wrote this. It's worth it. How to talk to your right-wing relatives, friends, and neighbor. I could change right-wing to a lot of other things. I could change it to a lot of other things. But it is about caring. So all the MAGA folks, that even those that are my followers, you're not going to lose me as somebody who cares about you just for the heck of it. Because you know what? If you really care about where we're at, and we know that nobody's going anywhere, we care about setting things right. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.